Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is episode 8. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Man, I cannot believe we are doing this again.
No.
And
don't talk about it. It's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. Listen, we're going to open it up with one of our fuck ups, and we're still pushing forward. Myself, I guess I didn't hit record on the sound system. On the audio little soundboard thingy.
Yeah, audio recording.
And yeah, we had like a 2-hour episode last night and has no sound. Just us like this. So here we are again.
Yeah.
And we're doing it in the morning, which we usually film at night because we are busy during the day and we got dogs that won't shut the fuck up. If they hear any little thing, they're like, woo, 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 woo. So we wait till they go to bed and then we film, but we don't have time for this shit. So if you ever barking or whining or anything like that in the background, you will know why. So here we are.
By the way, can I just point out real quick before we end that part? We didn't go to bed till like 2.
Yeah. That's how dedicated we are to this thing. And you guys keep saying you want longer podcasts. So we were like, we had a really good one. We're going to try and recreate it today, but we are tired.
I know.
And we had an emergency this morning.
Yeah.
We had to go put out a fire this morning.
Yeah.
And our schedule just got thrown all the way off. So here we are. Moving forward.
Yeah.
Tell them about your anxiety.
I'm laughing right now because this has got to be like the shittiest morning ever, right? Like,
it's not the shittiest morning.
Well, one
ever.
of them. Yeah. One of them, right?
It's not our finest moment.
No.
This morning. And it wasn't even us.
No.
A whole bunch of other people. Like my son calling me right now. Watch. This is what my son does. That's what he does to me. So that's what he gets. Too bad. He's going to watch this and go, what the hell? Look at, there he is again. Let me tell him. Jeez. One of those automated texts like, I'm on a conference call. I'll call you later. That's what I just sent him again. Anyway, here we are. It wasn't even us, but we were putting out fires because I am the momager. He is the dadager. We are the parentals, and we fuck shit up and help people. And then we come home, we're like, okay, we got to go put out another fire for something else. And then our editor calls and says, hey, there's no sound.
What's up with the audio, guys?
And I was like, no. Why? On my knees. Why? I'm sliding down the back of the door. Why? Like that. No, not me. He was. I go, okay.
I was like laying down in the driveway. Okay, back up. You can back up now.
Well, you use a speed bump. Boop, boop. And it wasn't even you. It was my fault. I don't know what I did.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. But, you know what's so funny is as we talk about this and as hard it was to deal with as it was happening.
For you.
I'm just saying for myself,
yeah.
The anxiety I was feeling and all that.
Yeah.
And we talk about it, and at this point right now, I think about it, I would do it again.
You would do what again?
I would do it again because I'm with my family. Like I would go through it again.
All the
everything we just did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything just happened.
Yeah.
As horrible as it feels, right?
Yeah.
I would do it again with my family.
Yeah. But see, someone who has anxiety like he does.
Yeah.
See how he's describing it? It's horrible. Worst morning ever.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, fuck. All right. Well, let me brush my teeth, comb my hair, and this is combing my hair, by the way. And then we'll just go do it again. And he's like, why? Like he needs 10 days business notice.
Come on.
To process.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. See, it's hard.
It is hard. Yeah. So
I'm getting better at it.
No, honey, you're so good at it. You're getting so much better at it. I'm actually really proud of you that you're in here. Because if this was like a year ago, he'd be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Sorry.
I need my processing time.
I need another week. We can do it again.
Don't call me. I'll call you and I'll let you know. Let me check my schedule. But you're doing so good.
Thank you.
And what I love that you said is, hey, I know I have to do it. I got to push through it. Let's go. And I said, okay. So then I help him knowing how he calms down and like settles down. I'll turn on Alan Stone.
Yeah.
That's like one of his favorite artists.
My man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hit the devil's lettuce just a smidge. Knock the edge off. And here we are.
Here we are. Here we are on fire.
Turn into Snoop Dogg, hit your devil's lettuce, then come in here.
So that's how we wanted to open it, because this is pretty awesome.
Yes. Even though I'm sitting here across looking at his Raider hat, I hate your hat. I hate your hat.
It's just a hat.
It's an ugly hat.
It's like I grew up around this era, so it's like a fashion statement, I guess. That's all it is. I'm not a Raider fan.
Who are you? The Devil Wears Prada?
No, I just like it's like I like it. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm just razzing you, honey. Even though that hat is blasphemy. And don't come for me in the comments. I'm a 49er fan. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. So that's how you know how much I love this guy. I'll let him wear that hat in my house. Just kidding. Okay.
On my podcast. How dare you?
The nerve. But here we are. We had a shit show this morning.
Yeah.
But we're here.
All good. Yes.
Okay. So before that, we had a lot of DMs.
Yeah.
And by a lot, I mean like 5.
Yeah.
That's a lot to us, guys. We're newbies. We're just little girls. Just kidding. We got like 4 or 5 questions, and it was all the same question, asking us what our big 3 is. Mm-hmm. So I told Tate, I said, hey, let's open up with our big 3. And he goes, our what?
But I was excited.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was especially excited about the meaning of them.
Yeah. Because he's like, what's that? And then I told him, and listen, we are by no means any experts, especially him, because he just literally found out what that was.
Yeah.
And I only know my big 3 because of Dason and Drew, and they like looked it up for me and whatever. Mm-hmm. So when I told him his big 3, he was like, what does that mean? So I was Googling it and I was explaining it to him. And it's crazy, guys. I don't care if you don't believe in astrology, but look up your big 3 and then tell me if that's not who you are when it says it explains like what each one is. So
that's what I was super surprised about it.
Yeah.
And like, holy crap, how fitting.
It was spot on.
Yeah.
Like I already knew mine, but I read his and he was all, oh my gosh.
Pretty nuts.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So we'll get right into it. So for me, my big 3 is Sagittarius Sun, Leo Moon, Sagittarius Rising.
Yes.
And when Dason and Drew told me what mine were, Drew goes, fuck, that makes a lot of sense. Because I'm all 3 fire signs, which basically translates to me being a psychotic bitch. It makes sense. So if I'm all fire signs and I'm with a Pisces, who is Pisces Sun, Sagittarius Moon, and Cancer Rising, he's 2 water signs and a fire sign. So I think that's fitting. Opposites attract.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know. Me too.
But I loved how it said Pisces love to be outdoors. They don't like to be cooped up in the house. This is my translation anyway. This is how I read it. And what was the other one? You're emotional.
Yeah. Yes. Which I was.
You're very in touch with your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it said emotionally intelligent, not just emotional.
I don't know that you're emotionally intelligent.
Come on, man. It says emotionally intelligent. Come on.
Just because you said.
Come on.
Just because it said it doesn't mean.
We already established I am in touch with my emotions.
You are in touch with your emotions.
Intelligent.
But no. Okay, so explain what that means. What does that mean then?
It means, well, here's my interpretation of that. Right?
All right.
I don't know if it's true or not, but hey, it's what I read.
I'm gonna punch you in the throat right now.
No, so it's I am in touch with my emotions, right? I know how to utilize them, right? I'm good with them.
You are,
right?
Yeah.
That's what I assume. It's not just the emotions themselves, but how to utilize them, and right? Like,
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
You are emotionally intelligent. I can give you that. Yeah. There are so many people, including a lot of men that I know that are not. Right? They fly off the handle, everything. They're a hothead or whatever. So you pick and choose, how to use your emotions. And I think that's amazing. And that's why we're still together, because a 3 fire sign girl will not put up with anybody who is not emotionally intelligent. So you're right.
All right.
You're right. I love that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's our big three, you guys.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Sagittarius Sun, Leo Moon, Sagittarius Rising, and Pisces Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Cancer Rising.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When I saw Leo in my big three, I was like, oh no.
I don't even, what was that? What did it mean?
But it makes sense because Leos always want to be the center of attention.
There it is. That's all you had to say.
The drag. Drag me, why don't you? Hey, listen. My whole life, I always want to be the center of attention. Well, first of all, I'm a middle child, so that kind of tracks, right? Middle children are always left behind. But I always thought I wanted to be the center of attention because I was always trying to vie for the attention of my brother and my dad.
Sure.
It turns out it's in the stars, so it just benefited me during that time, I guess. Shit. All right. Jesus. Okay, here we go. So you guys asked for big three.
Yeah.
And then you guys asked us for working on, or talking about the work environment.
Yes.
How to set boundaries.
Yeah, creating secrets to creating a great environment.
Well, that's what we're calling this.
Yeah.
Secrets to creating a great work environment. And that just doesn't mean like you're zen in your cubicle.
Right.
That's not the kind of environment I'm talking about, that we're talking about. We're talking about setting yourself up for success in a work environment. And that also includes setting boundaries, fighting for yourself, keeping your integrity, and all that other shit. So we're going to get into that right now.
Yes.
Sound good?
Sounds awesome.
All right. I love it.
Just because we work from a lot of, I speak, all right, both of us speak from a lot of experience. And when we have these certain topics that we've been talking about, it's like incredible how much I didn't realize how much experience I have in it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
No, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So off topic, have you guys ever tried rain storm? This shit's good. This is Harvest Grape. This is not a paid ad.
Plug.
Listen, I'm going to do a hot take.
Yes.
I don't know where I saw it. Was a TikTok or something? Said anyone who, I know who it was. It was the millennial Disney person, something or other. A girl who walks around and does Disney like hot takes and tries food and shit like that.
Okay.
And they have grape beignets now at Tiana's place or over there.
Grape beignets?
Yeah. So the beignets that are filled with grape jelly. She literally said, if you like grape, you're a psycho. You know what I mean? Sorry, that's mine. I have like a million. Sorry. This is what it's like living with me, okay? So deal with it. And she said, if you like grape, you're a psycho.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a 3 fire sign, so it kind of tracks. But I fucking love grape, dude. Grape, anything. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel.
Okay.
Anyway, getting back on track.
Right. So our first tip here for secrets to creating a great work environment: new job every 2 years. Now, tell them what that means.
Okay. People think I'm crazy when I say this, and they thought I was crazy when I said this when I was working in corporate America and I was at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
I never, as a leader, as a VP, I never expected people to stay with me forever. Right. I just didn't.
Right.
Because for myself, I learned this later on in my career, way later, like almost to the point where I was almost retiring myself. And there was a woman who said, and she was very successful. She said, you should be changing your job every 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Depending on the industry and how long it takes you to learn your position.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you guys, so many people stay at a job because it's safe. But is it? We saw people getting laid off left and right.
Sure.
So if you get in knowing with the intention of, hey, I'm not going to be here longer than 2 years or 3 years. Obviously, you don't say that to your boss because they're going to make your life miserable. But it doesn't take you that long to learn your craft.
Right. Yeah.
So think of the jobs that you've had.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to learn what you were hired to do?
Right. Like a great example for me is when we used to work at Price Club before it became Costco, right? I started in the bakery. I wasn't even in there a year, and I was bored. So I was like, hey, how do I get to that department?
But how long did it take you to learn how to bake muffins and shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where you're at in your career. That's actually a great point.
Yeah.
It'll take you 6 months, maybe a year.
Yeah.
And then the second year is when you really hone in and master it. And then what? then you should be looking for another job before you're ready to leave.
Right.
Like, honestly, and when this gal told me this, I was like, man, that's fucking genius.
Makes so much sense.
So much sense.
Yeah.
But I was already at the end of my career, like before I retired, because I was like, you know what? I wish I would have known that shit like fucking 25 years ago. Because I imagine how quicker you'll move up, right? Yeah. So you'll learn everything you need to know, okay? And don't be afraid to look for jobs while you're still employed.
What's wrong with that?
You don't have to tell anybody.
No.
So, and you guys have the world at your fingertips. We're old as dirt. So, like, we had to go look at the newspaper. We had to go drive around and look for help wanted signs. Yeah. But you guys have the world at your fingertips. So there's no excuse for you guys to not know where to look for what you want to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to sidebar on that too. When you're looking for a job, look for a job that brings you joy. Yeah. Don't, and this is so hard. Trust me, I know, because I've been there. Don't look for a job because of the money. Yeah. See if you can do a little bit of both worlds. Look for something that you would really enjoy. Maybe it doesn't make the best money, but can you monetize that? Can you take that and do something else? Can you take that, learn that skill, have someone else pay for you to learn that skill, and then go start your own shit or something like that? Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I mean, the idea of it all is just to keep growing, man. Mm-hmm. Keep moving forward. Not that there's anything wrong with others that love what they do and they're comfortable with it.
Absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
To each his own.
Yeah, to each his own. This is just one of our tips.
Mm-hmm. But from our experience.
From our personal experience, yes.
I've never been in a job that I was like, oh my God, I love this. This is my passion.
Even at the end.
Yeah.
Even at the end.
Even at the end. Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's what someone else wanted. Judy Norman, if you're out there watching this, girl, you are my girl. She was one of my, unofficial mentors, right? Older lady, but she had a wealth of knowledge and she was so fucking funny, dude. And she said, what's your passion? What do you want to do? Because, I'm trying to pick her brain. And she started her own PR company and was killing it. One woman show. Yeah. And she would turn down $1 million jobs because she's like, I don't like you. I don't like what you stand for. You don't have, your staff's not inclusive. All this. She was so badass. And this is before it was cool to be inclusive and whatever. Not cool. I'm saying that facetiously, but we know how important it is. Yeah. And I'm talking about these people, who think, oh, it's cool and trendy now. But she said, so what's your passion? And I was like, well, how did you know to get into this? And I said, my passion, I love to teach, but I can't make any money off teaching. So I need to make money. And she was like, and then she goes, okay, so what you're doing right now on PR, would you do that for free? Yeah. And I said, what do you mean? Would I show up to this job every day and do it for free? She goes, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. And I go, fuck no, I wouldn't try. No way, dude. They have to pay me. She goes, then it's not your passion. Huh. And that was all, oh, holy shit. Yeah. Guess what we're doing right now? We're doing this podcast for free. Yeah. In fact, we spent a lot of money setting up this studio and whatever, but it's fucking fun. Yeah, big time. And reading your guys' comments. Yeah. And oh man, it just brings us so much joy. Sometimes we read them together. Like we'll be in bed and we'll bust out the iPad and we'll look at them and we're like tearing up reading them. Yeah. So fucking cute. You guys are amazing. Yeah.
So grateful.
Yeah, we're so grateful
out of control.
Because we get to do this. It's fun, and we are doing it for free. Yeah. And even when it kicks up anxiety, when you have to do it all over again, because this dumb fuck didn't press the record button, but we're doing it for free. So, you guys, find what you love, and do it with your whole heart. Mm-hmm. There's always, and I don't care if you find something you love. There's always gonna be shit that comes along with it, like not pressing the record button. Right, having a dirty, like the last time, dirty camera, so it looked like we had a soft filter on our face, just stuff like that. So just because nothing's gonna be perfect, that's what I'm trying to say. So look for a job every 2 years, you guys.
Yeah, that's the idea behind that.
And any boss who tells you you're not loyal, trying
to keep you there.
They're trying to keep you there because they don't give a fuck about you. Because if you worked for me, I would say, man, I don't expect you to be here forever. So let's learn together. I'm going to teach you everything I know with the intention of you replacing me. Yeah. And they would be like, what? Yeah. And I would say, yeah, because if you replace me, that means I'm moving up. Yeah. So I'll move up. You move up. I'll pull. You reach down and pull people up with you. Yeah. So if your boss If you give them your 2-week notice, which, by the way, when they fire you, do they give you a 2-week notice? No, they fucking don't. When you're ready to leave, and if your boss or your manager or whatever says you're not loyal, or they try to gaslight you, just know that they're fucking lying to you.
Yeah.
They're doing that because out of greed and out of jealousy.
Yeah.
How many times?
Because they've been in too long, and there's nowhere. They're not going anywhere.
They don't have the balls to do what you're doing.
They're not going anywhere, and you're young and ambitious, and they're just like, that was them.
I'm stuck.
That was them. I'm sure it was.
I'll give you a perfect example. When Drew was at the NFL.
Oh yeah.
When she was at the NFL.
Yeah.
Her boss was there for a really long time already, and Drew was like running and gunning, like, yeah, these ideas, blah blah blah. She's like, nope.
Yeah.
Man, was she jealous.
Yeah.
That happened to me. You guys, unfortunately, and I'm hoping that this changes and has been changing over the last 4 years since COVID, because people are realizing, hey, these companies don't give a fuck about us. Most of them anyway, not all of them. And you're never going to work harder for yourself you're never going to work harder than you will for yourself. And just seeing all of this stuff unfold and women supporting women and whatever. And now it's at the forefront. I love that because some of my worst bosses were women. They were women.
Yeah.
And they would tell me you're too loud. Why do you always speak up in meetings? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I've had the worst bosses that were women. And unfortunately, it's because we've been raised in a society that says there's only room for one of us at the top, which isn't fucking true at all. And you know who I'm really seeing grow? I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent, but who I'm really seeing grow in that space where they're uplifting women? Isabella, I forget her last name, but she's like the celebrity tanner. And she is teaching women how to tan. She is helping them build their own business. She's teaching them all her secret sauce. And she's they had their first summit, because I was talking to Mari the other day when she came to Tanis. Yeah. And it's just amazing. And these women showing up for each other. That's what I want to fucking see. And I wish I was in this era when I was your guys' age, because how awesome is that, right? So women supporting women and really meaning it. So all that to say, you don't need to stay at a job it's not the olden days where you stay at a job for 50 years and they give you a watch and tell you to piece the fuck out. Yeah. And then you retire 6 months later, you're dead because you don't know what to do with yourself. Yeah. Right? It's literally, this is going to sound so bad, but it's literally like being in a prison. Yeah. You only know one way, and when you get out, you don't know what to do with yourself. Yeah, exactly. So don't get to that point. Yeah. Right? Learn it.
Happens to a lot of people. A lot of people. From all different professions. Exactly.
But if you guys are watching this, and it's never too late either. I'm not talking to the 20-year-olds only. We are talking to
everybody.
Everybody.
This applies to everybody, no matter how old you are.
And the reason why do you think people stay at their jobs?
Because they're comfortable.
And?
They have the benefits, and they have,
they're scared.
They don't want to do anything different.
They're fucking scared. They're scared, like, what if I can't find a better job than this? Yeah. Trust me when I say you will.
Yeah. They start comparing.
Yeah. And, I know the economy is what it is right now. And, it's so hard to find a job. But is it though? I mean, honestly, like you can, and we'll talk about this later, but create your own opportunities. But man, don't be scared. Yeah. I promise you. And in one of the last episodes, I told you guys, I was so fed up with my boss keeping his thumb on my head. Yeah. He just wanted me to stay there and make them a fuck ton of money. Yeah. And didn't take care of me. Because listen, we talked about this. Yeah. People don't leave jobs for money. No. Most of the time. No. They leave jobs
because of people.
Because of the people. Yeah. They leave the job because their boss doesn't acknowledge them, validate them, high five them, point them out in a room full of their colleagues and say, Tate did an awesome job. You guys give him a round of applause. People dig that. You know why? Because we're humans and we like the human connection and we like to be appreciated. Yeah. But if you're at a job right now and you're not being appreciated and all they do is take from you, guess what you're doing? You're going to get on the internet and you're going to start looking around. And by the way, here's another hot tip for you guys. If you see a job that you're like, man, I would love to have that job. And I am not all the way qualified, but I have half the qualifications, but I don't have all of them, fucking apply. Here's why. If you have all the qualifications, you're overqualified for that job. You're overqualified. I didn't know that hot tip till I was out of the corporate America. But right? That makes sense.
It's pretty nuts though. Yeah, but it makes so much sense.
If you see a job opportunity that you really want and you have the majority of them, or maybe like the big ones that you actually need to know, apply for that job.
Yeah.
Because you can learn the rest of that shit.
Yeah. Like think about it, because this is why it makes so much sense. Because what happens is people do the checklist, right? Oh, I don't know that. Oh, but I do that. I don't. And it's like I still got to cover all these.
Yeah.
But they're not.
And they're like, oh, I'm not gonna apply for this one. I don't have all these skills.
Yeah, but that's not the deal breaker.
If you have all those skills, you're too fucking qualified for that job.
Exactly, man.
So
you should be applying for that one. You should apply the next one up.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if any of you guys try this tip, please DM me.
That's pretty
DM
cool.
Tate. Send it to the AF5 Live. Please let us know if you did it.
Yeah.
We will shout you out on this podcast.
For sure.
Because we want to see you guys win.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up.
Tip number 2.
Secret number 2.
Strengths versus areas of improvement. We're talking about making a list of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said weaknesses at first, and then she was like, don't use that word.
Yeah.
It's like
how you talk to yourself is very important.
Yeah.
So you don't have weaknesses, you just have areas of improvement.
There it is.
Right?
Yeah.
So secret number 2 is make a list of your strengths and areas of improvement. Here's what I mean by that. When I went to go work for, which is funny because when I told you guys that hot tip of like, if you have all the qualifications, you're overqualified. So it's funny that I was like, man, that's such a good tip. But you know what? I was already doing that. When I got, when I went and when I applied for a job at Child Support Services, this is where you track down deadbeat parents. And I don't say deadbeat dads because the majority of my caseloads were women who ditched their kids. I was shocked.
Wow.
And it was such a depressing job. It was the worst
crazy.
job I had in my whole life because men would come in with their kids, sit in my office and cry because they were broke and whatever. So I wasn't qualified for that job. I had to scramble to find a job because I was working for a politician.
Yeah.
She didn't win her election.
Yeah.
So the new guy that came in cleaned house and kicked us all out. So I had to scramble and find a job. I saw that one. I kind of used a little bit of nepotism. Yeah. I got the interview. Was not qualified for it. I had half the qualifications, not all of them.
But the interview was a banger, dude.
Yeah. Listen, there's one thing you know about me. I can go in there and sell you a bag of rocks. I'm so good in interviews. You know what I mean? I can turn the charm on. Yeah. I know when to pull back. Like, I don't know. I just have been really good at that.
You know what I think? I think personally, they could tell you're a people person.
Yeah, probably.
So that's probably one of the biggest hurdles.
Yeah.
You ever, because you're dealing with people.
Yeah. That's true. That's probably why I got
think because you have a great energy, your personality, like, you know what I mean? I think it's like, oh man, she'd be good.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's true. So I got the job. I was not qualified for it. So the first day, and I was scared because I'm thinking, oh man, these people, there were people's lives on the line here. Essentially,
I remember you talking about security, sheriff. They were always in there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, and what he means by that is like, the dad would go after the mom for money. The mom would show up at my office and like wielding a knife, and like I'm like, I didn't sign up for this shit. Like this was not in the fine print.
You weren't there long.
I wasn't. 6 months. That was the shortest job I ever had. Yeah. 6 months. And hello, I was looking for another job.
Yeah,
like,
and I believe within those 6 months you were already looking.
Yeah. Oh no.
Hoping to move up or out of that department somewhere else, or
you guys, the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, navigating like crazy.
I was like, this is too much negativity for me. I can't do this. This is like seriously too much negativity.
Right.
That's why when I went to law school, I did not want to do family law. Yeah. I didn't want to do prosecution. I didn't want to do anything that had to do with like people getting hurt.
Sure.
So I went into sports and entertainment. Well, let me bang up a good, fucking negotiate a good contract. Right? I wanted to like represent Lindsay Lohan because at the time she was always in trouble. So I was like, dang, this would be so fun. Anyway, so what I did at that job on the first day, because I was scared, I took a piece of paper and I folded it in half and then I opened it back up. And on the left-hand side, I wrote all of my strengths, what I'm good at. I'm charming. I can talk to anybody. I can, give presentations in front of people, whatever. Made this big old list on the right and on the left. And on the right, I wrote down things I needed to work on. Sure. The first 5 things were like things that were in the job description that I didn't know how to do. So, learn the new system, processes, all this other shit. Yeah. So I did all of that. Yeah. And then what I would do is I would look at them and I'd go, okay, this will help me do this. And this will help me do this. Yeah. And it was like a little crossword thingy. Yeah.
Matching.
And, like a word matching kind of thing. And I was like, okay, because I'm a visual person, you guys. Like, this is how I operate. And plus, I'm severely dyslexic. And I had to work with numbers
Sure.
and people's paychecks and how much we're going to deduct and garnish their wages. So I was like, oh my God. And so I'm like, okay, this will help me do this and this will help me do this. And you know what? I made friends with this guy back here, so he's going to help me do this. So that's what I was doing. So make a list of your strengths and the things that you need to work on.
Yeah.
And you'll see how quickly you can learn that job.
And move up the ladder if that's what you want to do, or get out of there
Get
and
out
go
of
somewhere
there.
else.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, definitely. So that's secret number 2. Okay. Make a list of strengths versus areas of improvement. And then number 3 is make yourself invaluable. And what does that mean?
To me, that means go.
Like, what did you do?
Yeah, I went above and beyond the job description. You know, I stayed late if they wanted me to. I volunteered for things if they needed help doing stuff. I should have been paying a lot more overtime than I worked, just because I wanted to show them that I was a team player, right? Like I want the job. I'm excited about being here. Blah, 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 right?
So you're talking about the last job that you were at, right?
Yeah.
And one thing about him is everybody was talking about him.
Yeah.
All the higher ups were talking about him.
Yeah.
Hey, have you seen this guy Tate?
Yeah.
You can't miss him. He's this giant human, right? 6'6". He's probably about 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Giant man.
I just started, and I remember I was there a week or two.
Yeah.
And the guys were asking me, "Hey, did you know the Sheriffs have a football team?"
Yeah.
I didn't even know anybody.
Yeah.
And they said, "Hey, what's up, man? Did you know they have a football team?" And I was
Of course. Like,
yeah, because our sergeant, there was a sergeant and lieutenant in charge of it.
yeah.
So that, you know, everybody was talking as soon as I walked in the door. You know.
Yeah, because those are like bragging rights. Like the sheriffs would always compete against the firefighters.
Yeah.
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 So it was a thing. So of course, like, what is he using? What his God-given talents were and his bodies. So he's using what he already has as one of his strengths to just make conversation with people, right? So he's making himself invaluable right out the gate.
Yeah, as soon as I can.
And whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
You know, if you work at Chick-fil-A, like, what are you doing? Are you like sweeping when no one's telling you to sweep?
Yeah.
Are you wiping down tables? Like, it doesn't matter whatever you're doing. Because let me tell you something. The right people are watching.
Yeah.
You may not think so.
Yeah.
But if you're doing your job and you're going above and beyond, and it's the little things that you're picking up on, I guarantee you're going to get moved up. People are going to talk to you. Like, it's going to be awesome.
I know.
Right?
It's a good feeling.
It's a really good feeling. And this is what we call playing the game.
Yeah.
You play the game. Unfortunately, you have to play the game. Right? Anyone who tells you, I'm not kissing ass, I'm not being nice to people, they're going to accept me for who I am. Yes, to a point.
Yeah.
But this is the world we live in.
Yeah.
And it hasn't changed since I was your age. And I don't foresee it changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
So play the game.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to give up things that you're not supposed to give up. Like, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Right.
But you have to concede just a hair.
Just a hair.
Just a hair to where it doesn't sting you.
Yeah.
And then play the game. And we could talk about that later. But you need to make yourself invaluable so that you will get first rights refusal on, hey, this job opening just opened up.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to Tate. He's always here. First one in, last one out.
Yeah.
Volunteering, whatever.
Yeah.
They're not going to pick the person who says, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah.
You know?
Or leaves right at 5 or whatever. Or like the time clock out.
Listen, I know sometimes you have to do that. And I highly encourage that because I'm not the poster child for like work-life balance.
Yeah.
I was not. But I can tell you all the shit I did that what you're not supposed to do. But the one-offs, hey, we really need help here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, nope, not my job description.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, what was that? They used to say it all the time. Not my job. Not my job.
Yeah, it's above my pay grade.
It's above my pay grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So, and then just kind of like a kind of a dovetail off that is lead by example as well. So you can make yourself invaluable by leading by example, by doing the things that no one else wants to do, or doing them, when people are fighting, or it's your turn to do it. No, it's your turn to do it. Like, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And then we all win, right?
Yeah.
I guess, and we always knew too, like, at least I did, and I would tell you all the time, when I work with people, I'd always say, and maybe this is a far-fetched thing, but two types of people. One type of person is they grew up with either siblings and or family members and played sports.
Yeah.
And then there was the other type of people, and this is just my experience. The other type of people who are only children, they're They have 0 siblings. They're an only child,
Yeah.
and they never played sports.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, vast difference between those two types of people. In my opinion, and maybe this is a hot take, I don't know. Let us know in the comments. But in my opinion, people who play sports or are in organized something, whether it's theater arts or dance,
some kind of team,
some kind of, you're in a group, in an ensemble of sorts, right? It doesn't really necessarily be a team because an acting group is not a team, it's a troupe, right? Okay. So any kind of organized where there's people.
Sure.
There's those types of people, and then there's the people who are not. Yeah. And the people who are not are really, for me, were really difficult to work with.
Sure.
Because it was all about me. Yeah. Right? And I'm like, no, we're a team. Well, I'm not. Like that kind of thing. And you're like, it's really hard for people like me to understand people like that. So I was just like, So leading by example is for the better of everyone.
Yeah. So how do you do that? What goes behind that? You lead by example. You show up on time. You stay late. You work overtime. All that stuff.
Well, and also too, let's just say you're not the leader, right? Let's just say you're one of the rank and file, as they like to call it, right? You can still be a leader within that space. True. You can still, even though you're all getting the same pay. Yeah. You're all hopefully right between men and women, and those who identify as such, right? Yeah. You're all on the same level. Sure. And you could be leading them. Yeah. You can teach them stuff that that helps them better. That's being a team leader. Yeah. Whether you get paid for it or not. Because 9 times out of 10, you're leading shit and you don't get paid extra for it. So, but yeah, so like, lead by example. And if you're a leader and you're listening to this, you're a boss, you're a manager, let me tell you something. You better be nice to your people. You treat your people with kindness and respect and empathy and compassion. Because if you don't, this is why employers right now are having a hard time filling positions. Right. Because if COVID taught us anything, it was like, hey, I don't have to work for you. Yeah. I can work from home and I can make money from home. Yeah. And so all of these people were like, you got to come back to the office. Why? For 3 years, they fucking proved to you that they can work from home, get shit done. Oh, and by the way, make you a profit. Yeah. So that forcing them to come back, you know why? Because they got to pay the lease on the building instead of just letting it go and all this other shit. And it's a power move, man. Yeah. So anyway, if you're listening to this and you're a leader, hey, man, take care of your people because they don't leave for money. They leave because of you. And if that stung you, good. Lock it up, right?
You lock it up.
Lock it up. And then, some of the other things too is like we talked about, share your knowledge with others, man. Don't be like, I know this because it's going to make me more valuable and not you, and I'm going to get moved up faster.
I can never understand that. I
used to help competitors.
Yeah, I remember.
They would call me and say, hey, obviously if we were going after the same job, I wouldn't help them. Sure. But if they were going after a job and we weren't going after it, I'm like, hey, here's what I know about that client over there. Yeah. And I would give them all the inside intel, the inside baseball, and they would be like, oh my God. And guess what? I made a fuck ton of friends that way. Yeah. And anytime I needed a favor, we were good. Yeah. Solid. Remember when it was during COVID and you're like, I learned so much about you. Like, because you didn't realize what I did at work.
And like I went to functions. Yeah. And
like work functions.
Yeah, you would say, hey, I need you to go with me to this dinner. We're going to dress up. And I'm like, what do I need to do? Just come walk with me.
I would say, just come be my eye candy.
Yeah. I'll introduce you to some people and we'll have a couple drinks and then we'll bounce. Yeah. Right. And then every single person we met, it was like, I love your wife. She's incredible. Yeah. Blah, 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 over and over and over and over, but I never really actually seen the work. Yeah. Until we were both retired running the financial services business, right? Yeah. Like that's when I saw the grind and that's what's like, holy shit. Yeah. No wonder why everybody loves Noel, right?
Because I always gave, whether it was information, documents, whatever, as long as I was able to share whatever. Sure. I was always sharing with no expectation of anything in return. Yeah. I just love to help people. Yeah. Like I was telling my mentor, Judy, I love to teach. I love to help. Yeah. I love to see people thrive and succeed. Yeah. And when people keep shit close to the chest, you're like, I can't hang out with you. No. You're not in my tribe.
I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because if I teach you, guess what? If I teach you everything I know, I'm not worried about you taking my fucking job. Yeah.
Because I already know everything.
Yeah, I already know it, one. And number two, I'm not going to be here for very long.
Yeah, so. That means I'm out of here.
Yeah. So if I can teach you, it's
Yeah.
almost a win-win.
Yeah.
You want to move up to my position,
Yeah.
rock on.
Yeah.
And I want to move up.
Yeah.
So let's help each other.
Yeah.
So I never understood that either. So, and take on new challenges.
Yeah. That's part of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. New challenges. Yeah, for sure. I mean, come on! Don't you want to know? Don't you want to learn more and grow more? Like, isn't that more exciting? Like, I don't know. It gives me energy to think about it. You know?
It is if you're not afraid, or if you don't let the fear choke you out, like we talked about last time, right?
Sure.
And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Here's a spoiler alert. You're never going to be ready.
No.
I don't care how long you study. You're never going to be ready. More importantly, because you're going to be afraid.
Yeah.
So that makes you feel like you're not ready.
Yeah.
So just know you're going to be afraid for something new.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have all the skill sets, but just go in there with an open mind and be ready to learn them.
Yeah. And just know, I think that the anxiety of it all, how strong it is, that just means you're going in the right direction, man. Seriously. Like,
because you want it.
Yeah.
And it makes you scared, and it gives you the butterflies, and you're like, I'm scared. You know, it's giving me anxiety. But like, is it though? Because when you're excited and pumped,
same exact feeling.
It's the same feeling. You get butterflies, your palms sweat, your heart races. Yeah. It's the same feeling as fear. So why don't you just say, you know, I'm not afraid. I'm excited. Yeah. Even though you don't know for sure. You're like, right? Yeah,
that just means you're moving in the right direction. That's all that means.
Exactly. Yeah. And one of the other things too, you guys, is like displaying yourself as a leader is ask a lot of questions. Yeah. Find out more information. Right?
Yeah. How else are you going to learn, man? And the best way I learned was asking questions, man, and asking to see it done and following the step. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. Live in action. That was like, ask the question, watch it get done, learn.
Yeah.
Like,
I have another hot tip.
Go for it. Go for it.
Let me tell you something. Remember I said I used what my mama gave me in a male-dominated industry? Men, and tell me if I'm right, men love when you ask them for help.
All the time.
And you guys just go blind. You guys blindly give help. Like, especially if a woman asks you for help, aren't you fired up to help them?
Everybody.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and especially women. So, in my experience, in a male-dominated industry, if I asked a man for help, and they know how confident I am, they know how they know how intelligent I am, they're like creaming their jeans. They're like so excited that I asked him for help. Yeah. And it's not just me. Anyone, any woman, anyone that identifies as a woman, you ask a man for help, they're gonna be fired the fuck up, and they're gonna tell you everything. Yeah, they're gonna tell you everything. Yeah. Now, that comes with great power comes with great responsibility. Because sometimes they think other things. That's why, like, they're like, "Oh, she's finally asking me." You know what I'm talking about, right? They take it too far or whatever.
Yeah, they're assuming.
They're assuming that you have a crush on them or some bullshit like that. But the other thing too is they, and I don't know if it was just the industry I was in, but it's kind of like asking someone, "What time is it?" and they tell you how to build a watch. Yeah. It's like, if you have an attention span with me, you're like, oh my God. But in your mind, you're going, oh my God, right? Okay. They will literally run around the block to go next door.
Sure.
So I say that with a caveat of be prepared for that too.
Yeah.
But it's when you ask, but here's my point.
It's a part of it.
When you ask for help, you're going to get it. And they're going to give you more than you actually expected. Sure. And you're going to be able to just bank that up here and do your job even better. Maybe pass them up. I did that plenty of times. And they were like, they just saw a cloud of dust go by. And they're like, because I passed them up so fast. And they were like, fuck, I gave all my secrets away. Or whatever. Okay. So that's my other hot tip. I hope you guys are writing this stuff down.
Dude, come on.
This is gold. Okay. What's up next?
Tip number 4.
Secret number 4.
Secret number 4. Be a team player, but not a doormat.
Oh, so good.
We talked a little bit about it earlier. That's why we're bringing it up now. Because it's perfect timing. I mean, you want to... I was always a team player. I always. Sometimes I got fucked, right? But once I got fucked once. That's it. You're not gonna fuck with me anymore, right?
Can you think of a time that you got fucked?
Yeah, guy asked me to stay for him cover, I think it was like 4 hours. It ended up being 8. And he never fucking came back. And he asked me before, right? And I kept saying no. And then this one time I said yes, right? For whatever reason, right?
Was it the guy? Was it because you guys were all on call because of the...
No. This was just regular. We were just working regularly. And he asked me to stay, from 4, and it turned into be 8. And he never fucking said shit. But they couldn't pay me any more money, so they had to kick me out of there. I couldn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Did
you work the full 8 and only got paid 4?
No. I got paid for it all. I got paid for it, but he fucked because he was supposed to come at 4. And then I would have still been there, but I was already at my peak for hours worked of the day. So they had to kick me out of there.
Okay.
And I kept saying to this guy no before, and then finally I said yes, right?
No good deed goes unpunished.
I know. And then he fucked me. So I said, fuck you. Never again.
Yeah.
Right?
Have you ever been fucked over by a boss?
Big time.
Do you remember any?
Yeah. Promotions. Promotions. That's a whole nother freaking Oprah, man.
Dude.
Yeah. Promotions. All that crap.
Dude, let me tell you this story. You want to hear a fucked story? Talk about being fucked. One time I worked for this company and I was there already 7 years. 5 years too long. Okay. And
remember, we're telling you what to do, not what we did.
Exactly. We're telling you what not to do.
Yeah.
Okay? You're gonna get the Cliff Notes version of Cliff Notes. What's the other one? There's another shortened version. Anyway, the Wikipedia version of what not to do, and you're gonna fast track yourself so you can learn from our mistakes. Our pain is your gain. You're welcome.
Yeah.
One time I worked at this company, 7 years. Yeah. I was at the top of my game as far as I could go in this male-dominated industry. The company was owned by a man, and he was a biggest male chauvinist asshole ever. But I put up with it because I didn't know any better. I was like, I'm a girl. I'm a guy's girl. I'm a team player.
Once again, right?
Yeah. Be a team player, not a fucking doormat. Yeah. And this is why we came up with this. And then I just remembered the story. So fast forward, I'm in my 6th year, right? So actually, I wasn't there 7 years yet. I was there 6 years. And our company got audited because we were going after this big job. In order to go to the big job, you had to go through this audit, make sure your books were on. Right. There was no shady shit going on because it was a government job we were going after, a big contract. And they did the audit, and someone flagged my payroll, like how I was getting paid. Come to find out, for 6 years, I was hourly.
Oh, I remember this story.
I was an hourly employee, which meant I worked 8 hours. I got paid X amount of dollars. Anything past 8 to I think 12 hours, I got paid time and a half. Anything past 12 hours, I got paid triple time. Yeah, something like that. We're in the state of California. I forgot how it works. Yeah, and I was hourly, so I was entitled to all that overtime, double time, triple time.
Right. This is an example of going above and beyond.
Yes. Okay. Because I would work. Like sometimes I would work 16, 18-hour days.
Creating an invaluable worker, employee, right? This is it.
This is me falling in line. I'm gonna I was the only girl on the team.
You want to stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, well, not a sore thumb. You want to stand you want to bloom in an area of thickets and thorns, right?
Okay, carry on.
So we're painting the picture for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, so then they said, hey, you were, here's how you know. First of all, another hot tip. HR is not your friend. Don't ever go to HR. You have beef with anybody in your fucking job. Don't go to HR. HR is hired by your company to save your company's ass, not yours. They're the HR is there not to protect you, but to protect your company from getting sued by you. So if you have a beef, don't ever fucking talk to HR, okay? They're going to rat your ass out and make your life a living hell. That's my other tip. I knew something was wrong when this gal from HR called me and said, hey, girl, what's up? And I made friends with everybody in the company, so I'm thinking, what the fuck does she want? Because I never talked to her. And, I mean, she was cool. We were cool. But she was way too nice. And I was like, And by the way, I had an office, but I was never there. I was always on the road, meeting clients, whatever. She's like, hey, when you get a chance, can you stop by corporate? Like, I just want to run over some paperwork with you. You know, we're going after this big government job. And I was one of the leads on it. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's why she wants to talk to me, right? Yeah. We go in there. I go in there, and she's like, so. And I swear to God, she talked to me like that boss, that manager on Office Space, when he always wanted the guy to stay extra over the weekend or work on the weekend. He's like, with her fucking coffee cup like this, going, yeah. I'm going to need you to work this weekend, right? So she goes, yeah. So it turns out that like you've been hourly this whole time.
Yeah.
And I was getting paid as a salaried employee for 6 fucking years. 6 years I
don't want to even imagine how much money that is.
So for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, when you're hourly, you get paid every hour that you work.
Yeah.
And then some if you work past a certain amount of hours.
Mm-hmm.
When you're salaried, you get paid 40 hours whether you work 40 hours or not. And that means I could work 1 hour and they have to pay me 40 hours for that week.
Or you can work 80.
Or I can work 100 hours and they only pay me 40.
Yeah.
You guys feel me on that?
Yeah.
So I was hourly for 6 years and I would on average work about 50 to 60 hours. And that's lowballing it a week.
Yeah.
And they were paying me as a salary employee.
Yeah.
So because the auditor flagged that, she literally said, I'm going to need you to just sign this paper to like confirm, just do it first so we can get it, get the contract. And because this red flag is going to put the kibosh on the whole contract or pursuit. And we had been pursuing this for 2 years at that point. And I was like, me. And all I kept saying, just like dollar signs were just rolling in my head going, man, because I just had Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
So we had just had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
We just bought a new house.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm thinking was, do I do it? I don't know. I think they owe me hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I was a team player.
Yeah, creating an invaluable
I was being
employee.
invaluable. So I signed that fucking paper, dude. And then when I crunched the numbers, I don't remember what it was, but it was over 6 figures.
A lot.
It was over $100,000 that they owed me for 6 years, dude. And
More
I was
than,
like, and so I didn't tell, because signing that paper, I felt so shitty. I felt like my integrity was being compromised.
Sure.
Right. And I knew they were fucking me over.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. But I also didn't want to fuck over this big contract.
Sure.
And I didn't tell him because I was embarrassed that I let someone take advantage of me, because I willingly let them take advantage of me.
Yeah.
Because they kind of bullied me into it.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't tell you for a couple of years.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I just remember the story and how, devastating.
And he was so sweet. He was like, I'm so sorry that happened. Like, he wasn't like, what the fuck? We could have had all that money. It wasn't like that. It was like, I'm so sorry you had to bear this burden for like how many years?
Yeah, it was
terrible.
Yeah.
So all that to say, that's why this secret is on our list, is be a team player, but don't be a fucking doormat.
I know.
You are worth more than that.
Yeah.
You are valid. You are valuable.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't know. I just set boundaries.
Yeah.
Set your boundaries. Let's go into that.
That's that kind of that.
Yeah.
Right? That's like when I got fucked. I told like, I know, fuck you. That's me setting the boundary.
Yeah.
Right? No more.
Yeah.
You're done, bud.
And me too. So like after that happened, it wasn't even like a year later when they tried to fuck me again when we ended up winning that contract. We won that contract.
Yeah.
They didn't give me a raise, a bonus, a new car. They didn't give me any of that shit that they promised me.
Yeah.
And guess what I did?
Yeah.
Peace out.
Yeah, that's when he gave you an iPhone.
Yeah.
And you're
and
like, take this iPhone and shove it up your ass.
Take this iPhone and shove it up your ass. And that was my boundary.
Yeah.
And I stuck to it. I didn't have a job lined up.
No.
Nothing. But I was so tired of being taken advantage of. So if you're listening to this and this is you and you're being taken advantage of, listen. And here's another sidebar, but kind of it dovetails with this. Sure. I found out quickly thereafter how many companies were hoping I would leave that company.
Yeah.
Because they wanted me so bad because we were winning jobs left and right because of me.
So her creating the invaluable wasn't a waste, right? Her working on her strength or her areas of improvement wasn't a waste. Her being a team player wasn't a waste.
Still stung.
Even though the fucking companies you work for that benefit from that didn't recognize it, doesn't mean everyone that she created in her network outside did not recognize it.
And that's why you make friends with everyone.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Not just at your company. You make friends with everybody in your competitor's company or any job that you want to work at.
Yeah.
Make friends, be nice to everybody, because you never know where you're going to end up or they're going to end up.
Damn, that's crazy.
All right? But when you set boundaries, you listen. The reason why people get mad at others who set boundaries is because they want to cross those boundaries.
I know, because they want to take advantage of you. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. So don't let them do it.
What do you mean, no?
Yeah, but I can tell you this from a woman's standpoint. I can tell you it's fucking hard to set boundaries,
for sure.
Especially if you're in a male-dominated industry.
For sure.
It is so hard because if you set a boundary, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
If they set a boundary,
Yeah.
they're organized.
Yeah.
They're strategic.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be hard. I'm not even going to lie. Right? Oh man, don't even get me started on this.
No, you're good. It's crazy.
It makes my skin crawl because I want to like just go out on a speaking tour and like teach women how to like stand up for themselves in the workplace, how to set boundaries, how to get the salary that you want, all this kind of cool shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe that's on my bingo card for 2024. I don't know. We'll see. But you set boundaries not only with the, what you will do and what you will not do, but especially with your time.
Yes. Share the example. Oh, it's so good.
Dude.
Time management.
Dude, okay. Are we, wait. We talked about a whole bunch of them. Are you talking about the one where that guy came in my office?
No, the one where you're doling out tasks. I want this done.
Oh, yes. Okay. So
time management.
That's time management.
Yeah.
But let me first, there's time and there's time management.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about those. Time is your time.
Mm-hmm.
Your time is money.
Mm-hmm.
Your time is valuable. So when you're on the clock and your time is important, do not let anybody hijack your time.
Yeah, come on.
There's always, you know what I made up the term with people in our office? Hey, that guy's a coffee cupper, man.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking coffee cupper. Okay, coffee cup. Like we keep going back to Office Space.
Office Space.
The guy who walks around with a fucking coffee cup and shoots the shit. And it doesn't have to be a guy, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it's the guy comes in late, right? Like makes his rounds, right? Takes a lap around the floor, like talks to everybody in their fucking office, their cubicle, whatever. And then he leaves early.
Yeah.
Doesn't get his shit done, whatever. He's a coffee cupper.
Yeah.
Those fuckers always try to hijack my time. Like I don't have shit to do.
Yeah.
I'm running this giant staff, all these projects, right?
Yeah.
So one time this guy comes in. First of all, the company that was at got bought out by another company. So this guy was from the other company, and he was livid that I had 3 offices, like physical offices with a door with glass windows. He was so mad.
Sure.
Because he had been there at the company that bought us out 20 plus years. We just get there and he's like, why does she have 3 offices? One in San Diego, one in Orange County, one in, you know what I mean? And, and Riverside. Why? Yeah. And then it was like, because she makes money for the company. He does the work, but I do the work and I bring the work. So I was a seller doer, if you will. One time he comes in and I'm like running and gunning. And by the way, it's 7:00 at night and I'm still in the office. Okay. And I'm making phone calls and I'm doing stuff and I'm working. And he comes in and he goes, yeah. Hey, Noelle, do you have a sec? And I literally, like, he called me on a bad day anyway, but I go, you know what? Actually, I don't. Like, let's just put a pin in this and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Put something on my calendar and I'll have some dedicated time for you. So I was trying to be nice.
Sure.
Hey, I don't, but like, I'll give you dedicated time.
But how about this?
Send me a meeting request, right? And he goes, it'd only take a second.
And he sat down.
And he comes in, sits down, closes the door and sits down in front of my desk. And I go, okay. I don't think you understood me. And I looked at him and I go, oh, like I don't have time. Not like I do have time. Because I was thinking maybe he just didn't hear me.
Sure.
Right? By the way, this guy had the worst breath ever. Like where it just, you know that SpongeBob where it's like it was like a ice cream he was eating and it was like making the bad breath really bad. Yeah. Okay.
Spreading everywhere.
Oh, so he goes, it's okay. It's going to take a couple minutes. And I go, no, I don't think you heard me. Then I start getting mad. And I go, no, I'm serious. I'm under deadline right now. I got to get this in. I have a big pitch tomorrow morning. I don't have time for this. And he goes, oh my God, calm down. And then because I was like, I really don't have time. And then was on my laptop. And I looked up and I go, get the fuck out of my office right now. Get out. I told you I don't have time. Get out. And he was like, and I go, don't tell me to calm down. And then I stood up and I go, get out. And he was like, mind you, this guy's like 20 years older than me.
Sure.
Oh man, I was so hot, babe.
I know.
And I go, and you're going to come in here with your fucked up breath? Get out. I didn't say that, but I wanted to. He left and I said, close the door. And then he closed it halfway and looked at me and didn't close it all the way and walked away. And I'm all, oh, you got me. You didn't close my door, you fucker. So I walked over to my door and I just went like this. And I slammed the door with my foot. Oh man, I was so mad. Protect your time.
Yeah, man.
Because if a woman did that to a man and he said, I don't have time, but I'll talk to you tomorrow. She would go, okay, and leave.
Leave.
The audacity of this guy.
Yeah.
And then he was my arch nemesis for the rest of the time that I was there. But when I helped him win his job, Oh, you better believe he was just kissing my ass. Anyway, protect your time.
That was I think that was you helping him. I think that was you trying to be, hey man, we're good.
No, that was me. It wasn't. I'm being dead honest. That wasn't that was my way of saying, yeah, motherfucker, don't ever fucking come in my office again. Because you know what? Here I am winning work for you too. And I'm the boss, not you. Me, not you. Oh man, he was so pissed.
He was old.
I don't give a fuck. And then he called me a year later. This is the audacity of this guy. Called me a year later, asked me, pitched his son.
Oh yeah, I remember.
That was just getting out of college because he took PR in college and wanted me to put him on his team, on my team.
Yeah, to intern or something.
Yeah, he wanted to be a staffer on my team.
Motherfucker.
And I said, hey, you know what? Send me his resume. He goes, okay, cool. He sends me the resume and I send it to my girl who did all my interviews. Yeah. And I said, hey, this is just to prove that I sent it to you. And I know, hey, this is from so-and-so. And then she said back, oh, do you want me to hire him? And I said, and I never responded. I picked up the phone. Don't ever put anything in writing. I picked up the phone. I said, no, I don't want you to fucking hire this guy. I just want a paper trail to say that I did send it to you and we just didn't have an opportunity for him. And she's like, she goes, Roger that. Click. Dude, you fucking kidding me? Anyway, okay. We're going off topic. But that's protecting your time.
Yes.
Okay, you protect your time. And then having time management. If you have a boss that gives you a shitload of stuff to do. Because here's the thing that you guys, I'm sorry to say, if you're really good at your job, you're going to get more work and less pay. So it's the game.
Inevitable.
Yeah. But if they keep giving you stuff and they say, hey, this is your deadline. I need these three things done on this time at this day. And you say, okay. And then right before they clock out and you're still in the office and they say, hey, I need you to do this one more thing and it's due at this time. And you're like, no. Know where your calendar is at, your time management. Yeah. And you can easily say this. Hey, Tate, I'm happy to do this. This is great. However, you gave me these three things over here that are due on the same day at the same time. Unfortunately, if I take on one more thing, something over here is going to fall. Right. So which one do you want me to prioritize? I can only do 3. You gave me 4. Yeah. And one of them is going to have to wait. So, and if you don't say this, guys, and you say, I can do it because I've done this. I can do it. I can do it. All the time. Shit falls through the cracks and then you look like an asshole. Yeah. And you look incompetent and you look like you didn't follow directions. Yeah. And protect yourself. Yeah.
you still look like a team player. We still want to do it like you're supposed to, but how can I do it better? Yeah. Right? Hey, look at this, right?
You gave me 4 things. I can only do 3 within these time constraints. Yeah. Which ones do you want me to prioritize? Yeah. And then they'll either say one of 2 things. Yeah. No, you have to do them all. And to which you say, it's not going to happen. Yeah. And then what are they going to do? Fire you because you're telling them that it's not going to work?
Yeah. You just told them I can't do it all.
Yeah. So either that's going to happen, but more than likely they'll say, oh, shoot. Okay. Do these ones and then we'll just put a pause on this one. Yeah. Try it. If you try it, please let us know.
I know.
It's a gold.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like you guys, we could talk on and give you all kinds of stories and like stuff like that. And we already decided we're not going to ask you if you want a part 2. We're just going to give you a part 2 because I think this is gold.
I know.
So we're going to go ahead and do a part 2, so we're going to pause it here.
Yes.
However, we always are going to have our thought of the day
to end it.
Yeah, to end it, kind of wrap it up. Yeah. And we'll have a new thought of the day for part 2 as well. But I am confident that this stuff is going to help you guys. Yeah. You know, and if there's anything else that you guys want, questions, advice, or anything like that, please send us a DM or drop it in the comments because we are happy to address that. We'll address those first before the other one, the part 2. Sure. But here's the thought of the day.
Yes. Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Don't wait for an opportunity. Create it. I didn't make that up. I saw it somewhere and it just stuck in my head. Yeah. But it's kind of like the theme of my whole career. Sure. And yours as well. Sure. Even though you don't realize you're doing it. Yeah. You're creating opportunities. You're not sitting back and waiting for it. You ever have that coworker that's like, well, no one offered me that. Yeah. I don't know why, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Those are the people who are going to do what they're going to do, but don't let them drag you down. Right. Yeah.
Right. It was all the questions I asked. And, you know, I asked leaders too, hey, why do we do it this way? What if we did it this way? Yeah. Would it be faster? Wouldn't it be better? Yeah. Can we all benefit from it?
Yeah, we need to talk about that too.
Yeah.
With them. What's in it for me?
Yeah.
Right? Not what he's saying, but like what's in it for your boss that
Sure.
they can take your idea because they're
Yeah.
going to like it because it's going to benefit them.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So we'll talk about that too. But
Yeah.
you guys don't wait for an opportunity.
No,
Go create
man,
it.
Go create it.
Even when you're not ready.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Even when you're not ready, because I tell you, I guarantee you this. If you're fucking up forward, right? You make a mistake, but you're still moving forward because you learned from it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're going to be farther ahead than the person who's sitting on their ass too afraid to do anything.
Too afraid to even try it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Go for it. We
for
know
it.
you can do it.
We know you
There's
can
that
do it.
one thing, and I'm
Yeah.
talking to you. Yes, you. I'm looking at you. You can do whatever it is that you've been procrastinating on not doing.
Big time.
So go make that opportunity for yourself and create it. Yeah?
And have fun. Jeez. Come on.
As much as you can, because I know shit gets hard sometimes, you guys.
Yeah.
But it got hard for us this morning, and here we are.
Here we are.
Doing it anyway.
Doing it again. Back to back.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I love doing this with you.
I love doing it with you.
All right. Well, thank you for like harnessing your anxiety.
Oh, for sure. It's
locking it up.
good. No worries.
Joining me in the studio.
You're welcome.
I love you so much.
I love you more. Thank you.
Okay, you guys, that's it for us. I was going to say season 8, episode 8, you guys. I wish it was season 8.
Episode 8.
Episode 8. And we are going to come back. That's part 1. And we're going to come back with part 2.
Part 2 in episode 9.
Yay.
Thank you again.